Number 8. 25 students play in the orchestra. The table below shows the number of students that play each instrument. Which of the following statements is true? Okay. I want you to draw your eyeball, and in all caps, I want you to write true statement. You can put just true in caps and then statement, because a lot of times on our CBAs, DBAs, they'll try to trick you. They'll say which one's not true. So we want to make sure that we're looking for the correct statement. This one's true. So looking at our table, we have our instruments. These are the number of students. So for example, for the violin, I have 12 students out of 25 that play. If we look at our answer choices are in decimal form. So that means that we need to match our forms before we can compare. Remember, we learned that. Match the forms before comparing. Okay. So we know we have two strategies to change our fractions to decimals. We can get a denominator of 10, 100, 1,000, or 10,000, or you can divide. Top dog gets the house. Well, I see I have 25 in all my denominators. And when I see 25, I think quarters, which makes me think of $1. So if we can do quarters into $1, that means I can do 25 into 100. So I'm going to change all of my denominators to 100. Okay. Well, how many quarters do you have in $1? We have 4. So that means 25 times 4 gives me 100. What you do to the bottom, you have to do to the top. Okay, and if we work out 12 times 4, we have 48 hundredths. And this is my ones, my tenths, my hundredths. I don't have 0 holes, 48 hundredths. Okay, so now we're just going to go through, we're going to do the same. We're going to multiply by 4 on all of them. Okay, we know 3 times 4 gives me 12. So this is 12 hundredths. Yes, I want you to label your place values. Okay, multiplying by 4. What you do to the bottom, you do to the top. 2 times 4 gives me 8. This is 8 hundredths. Okay, 8 hundredths. 4 times 4 is 16. Here we have 16 hundredths. These last two are the same. So again, you have 16 hundredths. Okay, now we have matching forms. We have decimals in our table and we have decimals in our answers. So now we can look for our true statement. So F, more than 50 hundredths of the orchestra students play the violin. So looking at violin, more than 50 hundredths. Well, we know that 48 hundredths of our students play the violin. So this is not true, this is false. G, less than 15 hundredths of the orchestra students play the bassoon. So go down to bassoon. 16 hundredths of our students play the bassoon. 16 hundredths is not less than 15 hundredths, so that is also false. H, more than 75 hundredths of the orchestra students play the violin or cello. Okay, so they're saying combined violin or cello is more than. So that means that we need to add together our violin, which is 48 hundredths. I'm going to do it over here to the side. I'm going to put a V for violin, plus cello, which is 12 hundredths. Don't forget, we have to line up our decimals when adding Okay, now it's just regular addition. Okay, so 60/100ths play the violin or the cello. 60/100ths is not more than 75/100ths, so this is also false. J, exactly 24/100ths of the orchestra students play the viola or bassoon. Okay, so or again, that means we're combining. So viola, we have 8/100ths. I'm going to put VA for viola. Bassoon, you have 16/100ths. Line up your decimals. We're adding because they want to know what it is combined. Break down your decimal. Viola or bassoon. It is exactly 24/100ths. So this one is true, correct.